Hey,
Yo.
happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How's everybody doing?
Doing all right. Happy Friday, folks.
Yes, we made
Happy
it.
Friday.
We arrived with 5 tonight.
Never would have made it.
Yes, we made it.
Never could have made it. Oh, better
Roy.
stop. Miles be.
Don't even start that because I will keep going. Oh my God.
Without you.
I ain't
I
gonna
would
catch
have lost it all.
Right. That's right, Dwight.
I ain't gonna catch the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, on Sundays, my son, I see him in the front of the TV acting.
Oh, doing the Shirley Caesar.
I might have told him to stop one time.
Yeah,
But I said, you know what? I'm gonna let him just keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
It's
gonna
gonna,
Shirley Caesar.
it's gonna catch him real fast.
yes.
You playing with it, and then when they hit him,
If you want to.
she ain't playing this time.
Yes.
And a happy way.
See, y'all keep playing. Keep
Yeah.
playing. I
Hit
cannot
'em.
stop.
It's gonna hit him. It's gonna get him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a week, y'all. It was a good week. Yay, Belinda. We missed you, Belinda. We missed you. Hey.
Some better for others. It's a better week for others than some, but yeah.
But we all made it.
Look, I was gonna say we here, so it was an awesome week.
If we're all talking about it, we made it.
Ooh, I don't have any fellow educators on here with me. That's what I was going to say. I don't have any fellow educators on here except for look, it's over. Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations, teacher.
Let the summer vacay begin.
Thank you, Betty.
Listen, my son had to take the FSA at Palmetto a couple of weeks ago, right? And I went in there he had 2 days back to back, and when I'm going there to sign in, I said to one of the folks at the front, I said, "How you doing?" 10 days, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. Right? And then I went back the next day, and it was a different person at the desk. I said, "How you doing?" She said, 9 days.
Child.
Oh gosh.
Listen, Miss Johnson retired.
She retired, Jay.
After 36 years.
Who is Miss
Johnson? Johnson. Who I was telling you about that's at Killian.
Pam retired?
Yeah, she retired.
Oh my God.
After Miss Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She was still at Miami Killian Senior High School?
35 years in Miami Killian.
That's crazy.
That's a long time.
Long
time. That's a long time to be in one spot, boy.
Oh wow. Did she do like a party or something? I would have gone.
They did something at school. I don't know if she did anything outside.
They got a name like a wing after her. What was her official title? What was she? A guidance counselor or something like that?
No, she was a social studies teacher.
Social studies teacher. Whole time in the history department.
Studies.
They got to name the department after her.
And she still look the same. Shout out to
does.
That's it. It don't crack.
Yes.
Hey.
No, it don't. That's what it don't
hilarious,
do.
Dwight.
You're right.
That's what it don't do.
She looks
what you got, Ms. Markins?
Shout out to Miss Johnson. Well, I mean, since we started the show before everybody else came on talking about banking institutions, I mean, we might as well just go ahead and hit them with the 1-2. Wells Fargo been in the back seat of this little production for a few weeks now. Since
they get the official title raggedy. They don't even get raggedy. They get raggedy. like when you old country is snaggle to.
Tell them what Wells Fargo was up to, Dwight.
I mean, when is Wells Fargo not in the news? But
that is true, Dwight.
For this particular incident, again, discriminatory policies against Black people, per usual. But I'm at a loss on this one because they were
staging job interviews, man. Staging job interviews
and disqualifying
for minorities and people of color
when they already had them hired.
Positions they had already held. Yeah,
for positions that weren't actually.
But guess what? I'm sure they're not the only people that do it.
Oh,
yeah. But we talking about Wells Fargo.
We already know they're not the only people that do that.
Here's
that for other for job.
But it's deeper than that, though. TT,
but remember, they were also in the news for saying they couldn't find qualified Black people. So you can't on one hand, you can't on one hand say I can't find qualified Black people and then stage fake job interviews.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They hire who they want to hire. I don't care if you have to interview a Black person, a female, whatever. I don't care if you have to do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but I think that the problem is with this is that everybody does it. You're talking about a banking institution, right? And you got a lot of people's money. And guess what? It runs deeper than just the interview. We're talking about loans and everything else. And I think that's the problem.
100%, Roy, to piggyback on your point, this is a multifaceted issue when we talk about Wells Fargo, because it, from the interviews to the loan practices and discrimination to the fake accounts to bolster
fake accounts.
Yeah, to the fake accounts. Like it's like basically it's every facet and every capacity of banking, they got some fraudulent or nefarious behavior taking place.
Listen, I heard.
So this speaks to a company culture that has manifested itself throughout and been disseminated from the top down in the entire company. And we got Dwight, you crazy. And as Belinda stated in the comment section, that's where we need to hit them. I hate that bank so much. I wish every person of color would snatch every dollar out of there and take it somewhere else.
Let me tell you, they don't even give people interest on their money like they're supposed to.
A lot of that's becoming the norm. That's the sad part about it.
That's crazy because you could have over $30,000 in your bank and make 30 cents something on your interest.
That's all.
That's dumb. Yeah. But the ones that are not in the building, like the online banks, you get like they have a higher percentage.
Yeah, saving. Not the brick and mortar. You're talking about the not.
Now you go ahead, Dwight. My bad.
No, I just want to remind folks that Wells Fargo has been involved with messing over Black folks since slavery. Let's be clear. Like they used to finance the actual, institution. So nothing under the sun should surprise you.
Wells Fargo, mommy.
When it comes to Wells Fargo. Being atrocious.
She's already looking. She's already looking in her checking account right now, going, "What bank is this?" You already know.
She banked with the credit union. She good.
Do I have an account there?
Right. Get them, supermodel. She already been about to get them. She ready.
I forgot that they did do the They had the fake applications for credit cards or something.
What was it? They got so many mishaps. So many.
Those are not mishaps. Those miles.
No, you're right. You're right. They got so many.
You got to hit it with the Kanye Miles. Wells Fargo does not care about Black people.
that part. Yeah, right there.
It's just wrong. The stuff they do is just wrong. And if you are somebody of color, brown and Black, you have no business banking with them.
That's the thing, Roy. Like because it's clear that the SEC and the governing financial entities are not going to fix the issue. Because they've been fined, they've been reprimanded. They've been fined and they've been reprimanded, and nothing seems to work. The only thing that will work is like if there is a mass exodus of financial resources and accounts where they are forced to take notice and be like, "Oh crap! Like these Black folks, they're not playing with us." They don't because we don't
take the board that governs that money, right? So it's money.
We don't take that. We don't take the necessary actions. We don't take those actions.
Yeah, it's money. Their paper is so long that they can control their problems.
With the money but that's the crazy part, because a bank uses its resources from the folks that are
right
account holders there.
The account holders are the greatest asset.
Right.
Because they take your money and lend your money out.
Well, no, that's what you think. That's the story they tell. They got a long money, bro. It's long.
Oh, I'm not saying they don't, Roy. I'm not.
That's
I'm not
the part. That.
But they could.
Hello. I was like, hello?
Frozen.
Yeah, I was like, what happened right now?
Did we just have a?
She's wrong on so many levels.
You didn't think Jessica Simpson walked in there, did you?
Look, I'm like,
all right.
Hello, what just happened?
Listen, let me tell you about her though. Let me tell you about my wife. The other night, let me take these off. I go in the bedroom and talk to her. I'm talking about this frozen moment because sometimes she does stuff just to mess with you, right? So I'm talking to her and she's doing this. And I'm just like, I'm not playing with you with your offness right now. And that's what she just did.
It didn't look like that though. That's not what it was supposed to look like. No,
you look like you was high off of cough syrup or something the other night. I was just like,
I like it, man. Never take your marriage too seriously, man.
That's right. I'm not messing with you.
Let me tell you, I was talking to him and I go into character. And sometimes it's very difficult to break character. And that is what I love about Saturday Night Live. They get into a character, or Carol Burnett, or
In Living Color.
Yeah.
Nah, not In Living Color, because they used to laugh. That wasn't it. This woman died, and she was like my
from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
What was her name?
Hands down.
Gilda Radner?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Gilda
Radner, the original cast.
Yes, yeah. and that is me behind closed doors. That I am variety. I am variety at its best, and I will hold my character forever. So he walks in the room at a moment where I am
in character.
Yeah.
Must be some good role playing going on in the Mockins household.
Creeps in, entanglement, just sprinkle it in the conversation.
You got the proof is in the pudding. You got 2 kids, so it's got to be something.
Well,
I want it twice. I did something right twice.
Yeah, yes, you did.
Just anyway, make a long story short, not to take too much on the show. One day that will be something that we'll do. You know, I love improv. That's it. Hands down.
You got a whole improv theater class you can take here in Miami. I'm gonna send you the info.
Well, you know, I was looking at it's really bigger than improv. I actually was looking into doing a night of comedy where I would do stand-up, invite all my friends.
Invite T.I.
It's the disrespect for me, bro.
No, I'm actually gonna have Plies to open up for me.
That's right. You should.
As I should. And I'm gonna ask him to put in. Just put him back in one night. Just put him back in for one night, because I don't need the pearly Plies. That's who I don't. Stop it, Miles. Stop it.
Miles, listen.
I'm closing the computer.
It's one thing for you to talk about TT's fans only. You gonna lose our watchers, Miles, our viewers.
TT, first of all, sir, it's not TT's fans only. It's April Justina's OnlyFans. That's what that is.
Right. Well, we understand that, but see, here's the difference. Hers is called Fans Only. Yours is called the Peanut Gallery. Okay.
Whatever you want to call it, sir.
Don't do that, Miles.
It works. Whatever you want to call it.
Oh my gosh. We are waving flags on testosterone. Okay. So speaking of another, let me tell you, someone who also is just true true to the things that God has given you. Because, I think now is the time for us to just embrace every facet, every aspect of who we are, and just love on who we are and live in it. Puff, P Daddy, love
Diddy,
Papa Diddy Pop.
Diddy
Pop,
Pop Diddy. He has launched Love Records.
Right.
And he announced it on Carisha Please. And y'all know who she is. That is Young Money.
Young Miami.
Young Miami. Who's Young Money?
Young Money is the record label that
Little Wayne.
Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne was signed to.
No. Young Money is the record label that Jessica Simpson is on.
Yeah, all of that.
That one. But Young Miami, she has her own little podcast, not little, but she has a podcast that just launched that she did her interview with what?
Diddy.
You said little.
She got a little podcast.
Yeah, you gotta take that out.
But Dwight, I like how you did that though. It just
look. 24 hours later, she got like 1.3 million views. I mean, that's that little thing. I love little thing. And welcome to the show, Avis.
Welcome, Avis.
Thank you to the show. So she launches her show yesterday with Puffy on it, and it was a whole bunch of conversation. But the one thing that I appreciated about Puffy was he said that R&B music has died in this generation, and that he's concentrating on bringing it back and going back to his roots on where he started with his journey in producing. So
I think that's important. I think that's important because I think that that's definitely one of the things that this generation, their music intake, it lacks balance. Mm-hmm. I think that coming up, and actually Titi and I have had this discussion before, like for every JT Money, there was an H-Town. For every Too Short, there was a Jodeci. For every Jay-Z, there's a 112. For every Biggie, there's a Boys to Men. Like we came up with balance. Like everybody didn't want to be a thug. Right. Everybody didn't want to be on the corner selling drugs and shooting. There were pretty boys who dressed up and who wanted to sing to females. Like this existed, and it's like this generation, they've completely missed that boat. Like there's not enough balance in what they're being fed.
Shout out to Rayon Drescher.
They're being fed the same thing, the same message over and over again. And I think that you see it manifesting itself in how they move and how they talk, how they treat each other. Why?
Belinda.
Lack of respect.
We love him though, Belinda. I don't know about the balance part, but we do love Paul Greasy.
But I agree. Yeah. TT, you're on record as saying like where is this generation's Usher? Where is this generation's the boys? Where's this? They don't have it.
This generation's Usher is Usher.
Is Usher.
Not only is it Usher, it's Usher from Confessions.
That's good. That's tough, Roy. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough.
But it's also what's being played though. That it's not like we talk about this generation of kids, but it's also the record labels. They're the ones who's controlling the narrative.
They are attempting to, but then you have groups like Soul Sonic. Is that the name of the group?
Yeah.
That's Bruno Mars. That's Bruno Mars and
Soul Sonic is with Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, exactly. So what is it? Silk
Sonic.
Silk Sonic said, "You know what? The label does not want us to put this album, this music out. Yeah. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. You're saying that the radio stations are not gonna play R&B. We're gonna do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And look at all of the awards that they receive. It's just like when Beyonce. Did I get it right? Is that Solange's sister, Beyonce?
Yes.
It's just like when Beyonce told her record label at the time, "No, I'm gonna put this music video out in black and white." They told her no. Research has shown, statistics, we did the research, they don't want to see black and white videos. That's my problem. And here I go again. I'm all off topic, but this is my 2 cent way. Marketers, when we do a job for clients, we have to back it up with research. But anybody in the world who has a master's degree or a PhD knows that you can find any research to back up any argument that you want to present.
So you can make the numbers do whatever you want.
And corporations feel like the way that they're going to spend their dollar is backed up with research. I'll play the game, but at the end of the day, it is that has nothing to do with
real life.
What is going to work and what is not going to work. People are born with instinct. And if we follow that instinct, it will be successful. I think if people stopped believing in themselves and succumb to the thoughts of what someone else thinks about you or telling you what you should do, if God wanted you to do it, then you would have been doing it. Who am I? I shouldn't even share my dreams with you and what God put on my heart with you because he didn't give it to you. That's my bad. I shouldn't have shared it with you. So shout out to Silk. Am I saying it right? Silk Sonic. Shout out to Beyonce. Y'all know what y'all need to be doing. Shout out
Love Records.
To Love Records. Do what you're doing. Keep going.
Well, here's the other thing too. You cannot replace culture with research.
No,
very true.
You can't because nobody really does research on our culture.
Accurate research. They always researching. They always research. They're always manipulating the numbers and trying to figure out how they can monetize and profit from our culture from a research standpoint. But it's never accurate, TT. So they don't ever do accurate research to justify and then
you're right.
Give us our flowers
because you can't
allow
tell
us
me
to really be who we are culturally.
But
you can't tell me what sport I like to play.
But speaking of flowers, I do want to shout out Diddy because a lot of people, we know Biggie, we know Bad Boy Records, we know his impact on the rap game.
But
remember, he was the executive producer for first Mary J. Blige album.
Right, exactly.
First Jodeci's early stuff. Guy, when he was at Uptown, he was an A&R for all these groups that we still listen to today. Like when you think about all these TikTok challenges around I Like, or
every TikTok
songs that we used to listen to, all those had Diddy's handprints all over it. So he knows R&B music like the back of his hand. So
I hope he stays in his lane though. Diddy is, I think, from a production standpoint, just don't make the music, Diddy. We'll be okay. No, it's true.
But did you guys watch R&B?
Was he ever knows? No, not really.
Did Ms. Monkins did what?
Did you see the show? Did you see it?
I tried to watch it, Ms. Monkins, but I couldn't.
Couldn't get through it.
I couldn't get through it. I tried, man.
The highlight of the whole show. Was when Young Miami said, "How is you single and we go together?"
That is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Jessica did the impression.
We're gonna mark this territory right now. Let's get it together.
That's
right.
How is you single and we married? I mean, we go together.
Because single
means not married.
Means not married,
right?
That is true.
That is the definition.
I'm sorry. Being married, that went with Supersonic and Jessica and all that. That's not what she said. She said, "How is you single?"
Single, and we go together. And that's what we're saying. Single means that
yeah. I mean, ultimately, single means not married.
They said when you check it off on a document, you either married or single.
Yeah, you married or single. It doesn't say if you fill out any legal document, it doesn't say single, got a girlfriend, or married. They don't say that. It says single.
She said, where are you in a relationship? Are you
What
single?
did he say?
Are you dating? He's like, yeah, I'm single. You know.
He got uncomfortable when she said that. I
Diddy,
saw him being
Diddy
uncomfortable.
don't care.
Let me tell you, she went from we go together to I am too young to be in a relationship with anybody, and I don't ever think that I want to get married. And then she was like, but I need to have your twins. And then he was like, you told me you didn't want to have no more kids. And then she was like, but I'm telling you now, I had your twins. I had them. I had a twin.
Of course.
And
Oh my Lord.
and then he was like,
Diddy was both Lori Harvey and Nick Cannon before either one of them.
Right.
That's good.
And speaking of Nick Cannon,
Baby.
Nick
Boy,
has
if you don't keep your pants on, Nick
has
he got 3 more on the way. What you talking about?
3 more.
But why can't he? I don't know.
Right now,
He has 8 now, right?
But why is it with different all of the different people?
he can.
Because he can.
I understand that, but you can also walk to Arizona, but that don't mean you need to do it. You need to get on the plane, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why all of the people? Why all these different people? Because when they get, you start messing with people's lives when they get older and stuff.
He said he was not gonna get snipped. He said that was it. He was not doing that.
He don't have to get snipped, but he need to do something better than everybody in the world.
That's the only way.
I just
That's
think
the
it's
only
a bad
way.
example.
You think what? Entanglement is saying something. What'd you say, Miles?
No, I just think it sets a bad example, man, for our communities,
yeah.
man. Like when we talk about the essence of family. No, when we talk about the essence of family and
that's what I'm talking about.
The lack of present fathers in Black kids' lives, like your kids are unprotected because you're not going to tell me that you're going to play an active parenting role in 11 kids with 11 different women's lives. You're just not.
There's no way.
Ain't no way. And here's the thing: he's gonna pay for it financially in the long run too. He does.
Yeah,
Big time.
But that doesn't beat the presence.
He's gonna pay.
I mean, and I get it. And I get it.
You Nick Cannon. We hear about Nick Cannon, and they got that thing blasted every other month.
Yeah, like I get it. I get it. You Nick Cannon and every Carisha and JT want to give you some. I get it.
I mean, you're not
don't.
Yeah,
I get it, man. But like, at what point do you say that
they city girls? They don't
let me make a conscious decision or a concerted effort to do the right thing by my kids now, by my own kids,
but
by the 8 that I already have.
Miles, here's the thing: women keep sleeping with him too now.
Oh yeah, I mean they're definitely. I mean they're definitely culpable too. Right. And that's the thing too. Like it's really just as simple as putting on a condom. Like it really could just be that simple. Like,
oh man, I'm
wondering, are you telling me that all of these women who are sleeping with him without a condom, so they're saying
they know exactly what they're doing, 100% right?
Birth control, no UTD, no. Is it UTD?
I'm sure.
STD.
No.
STD.
No.
STDs. UTD.
No. She's talking about
IUD.
This Monique's all over the place today.
She just
off. No, nothing.
I am off.
That's what I was saying, Helen. He just raw. I mean, my goodness.
Oh, that's just that sounds so gross.
Stuff. They just stuff.
And then God forbid, because I don't want to wish this, but God forbid he contracts something that he can't get rid of.
Belinda, yes.
You mean something you can have like 11 kids?
Yeah, you said UTD. I said UTD. Girl, that is the United Teachers of Day.
LTD.
UTD is the bank that Jessica Simpson
right
to deposit her checks from. Young Money Records.
Yes, that's the
First of all, we other thing that I didn't even talk about. Why everybody got young in front of their name? That's a whole nother conversation.
Because people are lazy, bro. People are lazy about their names.
Why say they lazy? Is that
lazy? They're lazy. First of all, anytime that the number one rapper in the game right now is named Lil Baby, That's lazy.
Lil,
I mean, I don't trust your writing ability if your name
Shut up, Dwight.
is the baby or Lil.
But what happens when you grow up? You become old and big.
Why your name the same? Why is it Lil Baby and the baby? Like y'all, it's other things. After. Why would you?
That's they lazy.
That's T-Pain. That's T-Pain gripe. What T-Pain was going off about that a couple of months ago. He was like, it's literally 2 prominent rappers with baby in their name. Jesus Christ. Do something different.
Yeah,
something different.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I got a funny feeling though that they might have came to that label with a different name, and the label might have changed their name.
You know, you right about that.
You right.
You are right.
Well, Duck Baby used to actually be Baby Jesus. That used to be his stage name.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh
no.
I mean, think about 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz wasn't 2 Chainz.
He used to be Titty Boy.
Exactly.
Right.
But come on now, Titty Boy, that's a bit much.
You need a little help. But some of them need help. You right.
Yeah.
But I'll be
Titty Boy. My nickname, pacifier. I mean, come on now.
That's what I'm saying. If you sitting across from somebody and they're like, guess what? See it in lights. Lil Baby. Go.
That don't even sound right, Dwight.
At that point, you're supposed to be like, nah, I'm straight.
But listen, Dwight, listen to this.
Lil Baby rhyming though. Lil Baby rhyming.
Oh, hey, the baby is.
I don't even know who these rappers are.
Oh no, Lil Baby riding.
But the baby is the truth.
The baby is the truth too.
When the baby said he would do the babysitter or something like that, I was like,
and the baby got street cred because he popping cats left and right in the streets. And
Don't say
away
that. Don't say that. Allegedly.
A couple of people who were trying to break on his property.
But he said he popping like he doing it all the time.
More than 3 times is significant. Roy, there are soldiers who done
1 thing for certain, 2 things for
Iraq
sure.
and Afghanistan and don't have bodies like the baby.
You got that life, or you scary?
Oh, no.
Hey, I'm not surprised because you do have a culture of kids coming with just raggedy. Like we had a neighbor one time. This guy was walking up and down the street.
Wait, are we still talking about guns?
No. I'm talking about the nickname because we were like, "Boy, what's your name?" He was walking up and down the street in Atlanta. He said, "My name, Doodoo."
Doodoo. Doodoo.
My name, Doodoo.
Lazy.
And probably went to school and know his name. He knows real name.
Quite lazy.
That's
lazy. Take you serious. My name,
because
Doodoo.
you know where that probably came from. Somebody was like, you smell like you like.
Something happens for him to have that name.
Right, TT. Something happened along the way.
Didn't have that name.
That's not good.
And here's the thing: it's stuck.
Talking about doodoo.
It's stuck.
But
I wouldn't be repeating that. Talking about calling me that. You crazy?
Telling people's names and answering to when they call them that.
Exactly, that part.
It's like when Cedric did talking about delicious. Like you don't call nobody.
You don't know what other grown men delicious.
Delicious.
You can't call no other grown man delicious.
No, exactly. His mama is.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
It is funny.
Oh gosh. Now, Dwight, you mentioned this too.
Why? I have a question. Why are people upset? Why are people upset at Lori Harvey for simply telling him the truth? I don't understand that.
Well, what was said?
What did she
All I
tell him?
know is they broke up, and how many of us have had so many others that we've dated? I mean, that's just a part of life. What happened?
I think
one of the narratives that I continue to hear.
Him.
Yeah, that's one of the narratives that I keep hearing.
Upset.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me the story. What?
So he was trying to propose to her, like to get married, and she was like,
Oh,
not right now. I'm too young for that right now, I guess.
Yeah, she's like 25. And he's like 38. Something like that.
She young.
She's still living her life.
I ain't mad at her.
He's like, I don't want to be married right now. That's too much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You right, Helen. That's right. He will be.
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why people are upset and castigating her for basically.
What does that mean? What's that word? Castigating?
let me drink first and ask questions afterwards. Hold on.
I understand why she's being castigated for basically telling them the truth. Some people on both sides of the aisle, men and women, they're not here for a long time. They're here for a good time. And if she knows her role, and if she's no, I'm serious, Roy. Seriously, Roy. If I'm telling you, or if I know in my heart that I'm not willing to make that commitment, then it behooves me to tell you the truth. She did Michael B. Jordan a favor. She did.
No doubt. But I think.
Are we really saying that?
If the narrative is true, if the rumors are true, Ms. Marcus.
But is that worth breaking up though, Miles?
Well, I mean, what I'm gonna say is this: if I'm a man, and I'm just gonna speak from a man's perspective, if I say April Justina Garrett, will you marry me? And you say, nah, I'm straight on that for right now. Yeah, the relationship is over.
For real.
Yeah,
like, what else do you do at that point? It's
because clearly my purpose and where I'm headed in this is not where you're headed. So,
but that doesn't mean it's worth breaking up, though, Miles.
It's not going to change.
And really,
for him, it may be he may be ready to settle down.
That's antithetical to the very point you're trying to make, right? Like in a real life scenario, right?
Words too.
Yes,
if you find yourself in love with somebody and you want to marry that person, and you haven't already discussed prior to where they are, and you go and do some sort of public spectacle, like here's my ring, here's what I've been thinking, and that person's not.
But did he do that?
Maybe
I don't know. What I'm saying is there's no point if it's a good relationship, if the relationship is quality, I don't think you should necessarily break up if someone didn't accept your proposal. And more importantly, you shouldn't have proposed if that person wasn't ready, if you were really communicating.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe he didn't take her seriously when she said to him previously in the conversation, like, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't take the kids up. I don't see how they would not have had a conversation about that.
So what are you begging to differ?
I'm begging to differ that if the relationship is good and
he's right though, Miles. Like if you tell me no,
listen.
But here's the thing.
What I'm saying is,
Linda, listen.
No, don't get it twisted, Miles. It's a hurt feeling because you feel slighted. Bro. But what I'm saying is, if people are taking marriage seriously,
which they don't in 2022.
But what I'm saying is, that people are taking marriage as the commitment that it's supposed to be, and someone comes to you and says, "Listen, I'm enjoying where we're at, but I'm not ready to take that step, or I'm just not in a position or desirous to want to take that step." People got to stop taking that stuff personal. Like, you don't want to be in a relationship in deep commitment with somebody who doesn't want to be married. Like,
I agree with that. But what do you think marriage is? Marriage is personal, sir. So
it is, but I don't know. I mean, Miles, I believe if it's a healthy relationship, I don't know if it's worth breaking up.
It just became unhealthy when you told me no.
If she broke up with him because of that reason, he dodged the bullet.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
No. Let me
clear my throat.
Break it down.
Just make sure you get all the people right. We're talking about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, not Michael Jackson,
not Michael Jordan,
not Michael Jordan who played for the Bulls.
I'm not even gonna say their name. Now, if you're in a relationship and you discuss at the beginning, not really there to date. I mean, what are we talking about?
Married. Okay. You forgot that one.
You done
Miles.
messed up already.
You say that part, Miles. That's why she
if you don't pull it together, act like a monkey.
Miles, it's your fault.
Remember, dating is what Jessica Simpson was doing with YouTube.
What Jessica Simpson was doing when it was broke up. Married part.
Life is short. You better live it. I'm living it. Period. Whether I get the name wrong or not.
And I'm not mad at that.
My point is that And we discussed we're not interested in getting married. We're just, enjoying each other. Then here you go, changing. Just like Young Miami and Diddy. They had that conversation on air. She said, I want to have your twins. He said, you said you didn't want to have no more kids. Mm-hmm. She said, but I have your twins. I have your twin. It's okay to change your mind. The point in changing your mind is if you are committed to it, to whatever stage in the relationship you are in, you have to be committed to what their decision is. If they are changing their mind and they're evolving, he said he wanted to get married. She was like, I'm not with it. Then said, you know what? We just need to break up. Basically, she said, you into me a little bit too much, and we were supposed to be enjoying each other, and now you want to lock it down. I'm not trying to get up every day and cook for you. I'm not trying to live in the same house with you. I'm not trying to do the dishes. I'm not trying to make sure you taken care of every day here and there. I'm okay, but I'm not trying to do that every day. That's not what I'm trying to do right now.
That's not my
wife told me that. She told me that on Sunday, so that's why it's fresh on her.
I'm not trying to do all of that now.
Hey, but I don't disagree with that, and I think that what you're basically speaking to, and of course, our conversation is centered around a lot of speculation and assumptions. Right. We don't know, right, if they actually had this conversation, if they did, if there was open lines of communication as to what our intentions were with this quote unquote situation or dating. But having said that, I think the key point to be made is just you have to communicate what your intentions are. If I'm dating with the purpose of getting married, then I think that as my lady or as my girlfriend, you should know that. And I would say that because of or who we think Michael B. Jordan is, I'm gonna assume that she had to know that he was getting there, whether it was in jest, whether they had a direct conversation. I'm gonna assume that she had to know. Now, like I said, whether she took it seriously or what have you, it is what it is on that. But I'm not mad, or I'm not gonna vilify, and to use the word again, I'm not gonna castigate either one of them for their stance. I applaud her for being honest, because I think in that situation, a lot of women would lie to themselves. A lot of women would lie to themselves.
You know what? I believe it was her parents that gave her the freedom to say, "Nah, I'm not ready for that."
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. And then I applaud him for saying, "Well, if you ain't ready, then."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about these other two.
What happened with them? I didn't know it was beef. I mean, not new beef. I didn't know it was new beef.
Monique got beef with everybody, man.
I know that, but I didn't know it was new beef.
50% of comedy. She got beef with
You need to go ahead and got her hair or something. Do something.
All I'm gonna say is Monique got ethered by DL Hughley. Oh God, dog.
Well, I mean, because he had the factual receipts, man. I mean, and at the end of the day, when you're trying to figure out what's what, and maybe if you're going to make a decision on whose side you're going to choose, DL Hughley didn't come off as a scorned, irrational, emotional, upset comic. He came with facts, and he spoke truth, whereas you didn't get that from her. So
what happened with her and Tom Joyner? I mean, Tom Joyner.
Oh, look, it's rubbing off.
Oh Lord,
it's rubbing off. Lord Jesus, Lord. That is not Tom Joyner. Okay, April. It was
Harvey. Her, but she also threw Steve Harvey under the bus. Helen.
Yeah, she brought up old information with Steve. So she started with DL and said, you know how the black men keep on disrespecting her, and then she came up with Steve Harvey. And what's his name? Tyler Perry and someone else that could be
Netflix as well.
Netflix, everyone, but it's like you know what?
Everybody back up.
I think this is you. This is on you.
But you know, remember Steve Harvey brought her on the show and was like, "Listen, Monique, he even gave her a platform back a couple years ago and was like, listen, like, here's some things you have done to rub people the wrong way. And he really threw her a lob during that time because he was trying to talk to her as a friend.
Right. And she went slap off on that interview as well.
Yeah.
Girl, go to sleep because I'm tired of her.
Well, let me pose this question to the culture. What exactly? Why is she so angry? What's the problem here? Why does it seem like she can't? Because ultimately, like we talked about, I believe last week, the common denominator in this entire equation is her. Why does it seem like she has to create dysfunction, vitriol, and animosity with everybody?
But when that is how your brain functions, you're gonna do it. If that's how you are that person.
PT from a psychology standpoint, let him know.
If that is who you are, that's who you are. You have to get fixed and talked through and learn how to cope with those feelings and emotions and all that other stuff. That's not normal. That's normal to her.
Is it her by herself or her and her husband, her and her circle?
But it rubs off into her circle because that's what she permits to happen for herself.
Here's the crazy
whoever you have around you, that's what it is.
But it seems to me that she would be able to make an intelligent decision.
Her relationship with her husband,
Miles, she's delusional. Miles.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, TG, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying, her and her husband, the relationship she has with her husband is
her daddy.
Is whatever. Right. You know, it's like whatever. She's whatever.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up.
She said daddy.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up, Ms. Mawkins, but
I can't.
I don't know if you recognize that all of this stems in mindset.
It is your mindset. Your perception of reality is off.
It is off. Then everything
else is off.
Comes with it is going to be viewed, and your
whatever you attract, whatever you allow to happen to you is going to be off because you haven't even gotten fixed from whatever the big issue was.
Okay, so April, I might not be able to make an intelligent emotional decision because I'm used to functioning in animosity and dysfunction.
Right.
But in her line of work, is she not capable of making an intelligent business decision?
But that's how she got where she was.
To say, damn, if I keep picking these fights, a sister gonna starve.
But let me ask you this. She keeps herself in the news with that.
This is something that I viewed a while ago. 100%. I looked at when you see people who act out, whether it's a man or a woman, and then you see the person who they're involved with, you have to look at it and say, what do they think about themselves to allow themselves to be involved with that type of person?
Right.
Let's say the woman is dealing with someone who is not faithful. Why does she think herself that little to allow herself to be in that situation? And there's so many words that you would use, Miles, that are coming to mind. I'm not going to use them because that's what you would say. But why would you subject yourself to that? Why would you, as a man, allow your marriage to be open? Why would you let your wife sleep with other people? So it starts with
nasty.
What's going on over there?
Hey man, I mean, everybody has a different definition for relationships, marriage, and open, and what have you. I mean, for me,
that's their perception,
and that is their mindset.
That's their perception,
and that is their mindset. And when you start taking that mindset to other avenues of your life
that don't have that same mindset,
you
have a problem.
That's exactly what you get. You're coming from the mindset of a woman who has allowed herself to fall up under a standard in which she feels like she is supposed to be married to someone, yet sexually open to other people.
That's her choice.
So if you, and that is fine. I'm going back to answer your question, which was what makes her want to do the things that she's doing. If your choices don't equal out to the way that she thinks from a fundamental standpoint, then the subsequent answers and things that she decides to do will never be something that you will understand, because that's not how you think.
Right.
You're right about that, Mama.
Yep.
You're right about that. I just think that sometimes, even when I want to do when I want to do that, I can still make an intelligent business decision and say, you know what, that's not the right action to take.
But I would also add, though, Miles, in entertainment and specifically in comedy, you got to remember that comedy is oftentimes fueled by chaos.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Depression, whatever you got going on, like that is what is driving the material, right?
Yeah.
And so, in this moment where you're trying to separate yourself, like she's picking fights with some of the highest profile male comedians in the business.
Right. But it's not just them, though, Dwight.
No. And I get it. But I'm saying in this moment, right? In this moment with DL and Steve Harvey, you pick the fight with the highest profile male comedians. On one hand, yes, the whole system could say enough is enough. We're not hiring you anymore. On the flip side of that, though, is the controversy going to pay dividends? Prime example, and she could be looking at this, is Chris Rock is now making more money. He was always a higher profile comedian, but in this moment,
he was not ever a higher profile comedian.
Yeah.
Ever.
In this moment, he's making more money because of the slap, right? So like now he's getting out there making more money. And that's what I'm saying is like you're saying sound business decision. It is comedy. It is betting on the opportunity, right? Like I'm in a divergent path, right?
So
which
way do I
go? When was the last time that she was funny?
You're saying that she's profiting. You're saying that she's profiting from the dysfunction, and I don't.
No, Miles. What he's saying is that was a business decision.
She wants to profit from the chaos, but it's not happening.
People don't want to go see people that's angry.
No, but here's the thing. We've talked about Monique for the last couple of weeks because of her behavior, right? And you got to think about it. Right now, black comedy is quote unquote under attack. Her timing is on point. She knows what she's doing.
But boy,
doesn't matter. Nobody's trying to
it's not just the quarrels with
oh Lord.
Basil said we have to cover the topic. We have a few minutes left.
Speaking of dysfunction,
that was a good segue.
Great segue into dysfunction.
Did anybody see the insurrection trial last night?
Yeah.
I know you were watching.
No, got a D saw that thing.
You know, I had to flip channel. Part of the job.
I know you saw that.
It was a very emotional night.
Right.
Very emotional. We saw unseen footage, and they brought in a producer to put it all together.
Absolutely.
Chronologically. We saw views from the court, from an aerial stance of people entering the grounds. And what I got from it, Dwight, you tell me what you think, but it showed the concerted effort that had gone into planning this, especially from the testimony of the gentleman who was doing a documentary.
Right.
He was like, I thought we were here to be at the speech for Trump, and we're headed in the opposite direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was really the receipts that were being presented by the committee. And shout out to Representative Benny Thompson, who's the chair of that committee, because he's been taking a lot of flack over this thing being partisan and some sort of witch hunt, this, that, and the third. The fact that they have all those receipts, the fact that you had people who are under oath basically saying, I came because I was following Trump's tweets to be there. Trump said it was going to be wild. I had every expectation that it was going to be wild. But when you get into the really peel back the layers of the onions, is you had the Proud Boys and some of these other organizations using the cover of all those other people being there to literally go and do what they were trying to do. So the goal that they were trying to execute was, we're going to use this crowd that's angry and this mob, but we're going to send specialized troops into the building to assassinate and kill specific members of Congress. Is basically what they were trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And so people sit there and act like, oh, this is just some sort of happenstance and people were angry or riled up or this, that, and the third. They knew all that. And they were explicitly trying to take advantage of the moment of people being angry enough to storm the Capitol, but they were going to send specialized forces into the Capitol to take out specific members of Congress. Like, they had specific directives around finding Nancy Pelosi, specific directives around finding Mike Pence, specific directives around doing, and understand what that means. If you do not have the Speaker of the House, if you do not have
the Vice President,
the Vice President of the United States, then you cannot certify the election, because you would then have to stop what you were doing to now reinstitute new officers to then run that back. So everyone's in there like, well, we got back to our business 4 hours later. Had they been able to execute their mission because of the timetable, you basically would not have had a transfer of power
right,
on time,
right,
in this country. And people are sitting there just, well,
that's right,
coulda, woulda, shoulda. No, they were deliberate, and they were operating under, like, basically the auspices of Donald Trump making the proposal. Like, and he's going to sit there and be like, well, I didn't tell them to do that. But they were operating with specific intent based on what could have been done, you know, under the timetable that they had. It's wild when you think about it. And it's nothing to do with conspiracy theory. Like, they're telling you out loud, like, this is what I was trying to do.
What happened at the end of it?
And they got the footage to prove it.
When he told them it wasn't him. I mean, it was President Trump, but he wasn't specifically speaking to them. But he said to the Proud Boys to stand back and stand down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show in real time Torres, is that his last name?
Yeah, Torres.
Responding and saying something like, "Understood, sir," or we will stand down. I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. This was a concerted effort. I completely missed it. I felt really bad that all of this was going on. I had no idea, because I just feel like I need to know everything that's going on. But this manipulation plot, just the idea and deliberate motive to take down the government was being planned under all of our eyes.
Right.
It's not that they were doing it in secret. They didn't do it in secret. Like, they were discussing it.
They had a film crew with them while they were doing it.
But my question is, why didn't the Capitol Police use deadly force to stop this?
Are you seriously asking?
Why are you even asking that question, Miles?
You so silly, Miles.
Look, next question.
Because there's an angry mob coming towards you. Got a gun. You got guns, plural.
But they're thrown off because the mob look like them.
Well, no, not even that. But
let me
understand.
They don't want to harm it.
But
if
understand
like
what's
me,
at stake.
I don't want to harm you.
No, but understand what's at stake.
That question was rather rhetorical.
You had a president,
Miles.
You had a president whose thumb up or thumb down controls both the Capitol Police and the rioters. Like, let's be clear. Like, the Capitol Police are, had any president said, "Hey, listen, you're authorized to use deadly force," they would have had the authority to do so. But you literally had a president in office who was intentionally undermining the use of Capitol Police, the use of city police, the use of military force, because he would have benefited from the plot that was about to unfold. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it is deliberate, it is diabolical, and people are trying to, like, write it off as some sort of just like
excellent adjective, Senator. Excellent adjective.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying is like it's wild to watch that this is how white supremacy was working. Is that they were bold enough to be like, film me while I go have these meetings.
Absolutely. Right. And this conversation
like,
next week, because there is more to uncover. And we did not discuss Zanetta and her testimony. We'll have to get into that next week.
Yeah.
Peace.